Hey guys, welcome to Vincent Nacho YT. Here's another video coming at you on the 2003 Jeep Liberty 3.7 V6, because that's the only engine that came in it in the US. Today we're going to be servicing the cabin air filter. I don't actually have a new cabin air filter, but I'm going to try and vacuum it out the best I can. So here's what I did so far before I realized that I wanted to take a video. There are pins here, and I'll actually put one in so I can demonstrate how to get it out. They're just little push pins. Very, very easy to get in and out. So, if you're fancy and have one of those pry tools that has like, let me see if I can do this, it has like a Y shape on the end of it, you're going to use that. But if you just have a screwdriver, just do like I do. So you're going to put the screwdriver underneath there, you're going to pry it up just a little bit, and then you're going to finish prying it up, and then it just pops out. So that's what you're going to do there. And if you just take there's a piece of weather stripping that goes here, and that's just like kind of clamped on there. It just peels right off. So you're going to take that off, you're going to take these pins off, and then you can lift it and see that under there is the cabin air filter. To make this a little easier on us though, I took all of the weather stripping off. Here's the weather stripping. I took there's 4 pins. There's this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then I took the wipers off. The wipers are a little bit of a pain. What you got to do with them is there's a little cap that you pry off. And then there's a bolt in there that I found to be a 15 millimeter. Some of them 13, I think. And then you have to like hammer a little bit on like the top, the front, and then you just kind of like wiggle it off. And make sure that you have lines on your windshield like you can see here where the wiper sits, because that's what you're going to use to line it up. Because you see here, there's a bunch of little teeth, and that's what the wiper locks onto to spin. So what we're going to do here is on the Liberty, the sprayers for the windshield wiper is here, so it's not on the hood. So you're gonna have to very carefully, because a lot of these cars are getting old and the hoses under there are dry rotted. You can see here's the hose, and it splits off here for the left side, and then it goes down for the right side. So you're just going to very carefully pick this piece up and then kind of just like leave it forward a little bit. You can kind of wiggle it out a little bit because it's plastic, it's kind of flexible. So push it forward a little bit, careful not to rip the hose, which honestly I probably just did. No, I didn't. That's good. If you really want to, what you can do is pop the hose out of there, and then it gives you a little more room. Just a little bit. And then you see here, we have access to our cabin air filter, which is bolted in by 4 bolts. There's one here, there's one that you can't see, and there's, well, because of the light, it's right there, you can sort of see it. And there's one there and there. So I'm going to find out what size those are. I don't have deep sockets, so I'm going to have to use wrenches until I get them out enough. I just grabbed one that's way too big. I don't have a computer right now to edit videos, so please bear with me with how long my videos are going to be. Okay, let's see if this is the right size, which it is. So the size you're going to look for is a 10 millimeter, of course. Any mechanics out there, get that one. So you're just gonna, they're probably gonna be a little stuck on there. You know what? I'm actually gonna grab the shop vac and vacuum all that crap out of there, so I don't have to fight with it. There was a mouse nest right underneath that shroud. Like right here, you can see the remnants of it was a mouse nest. Kind of nasty. because this air filter has never been changed as far as I know. Just a reminder, this is the cabin air filter. The air filter for the engine is under this cover. This is what cleans the air that goes into the cabin, obviously. Kind of self-explanatory. Okay, and as I'm looking at this more, I realize that this is just mesh. I know that on my dad's Hyundai, it's an actual like air filter that looks like the air filter on a car. But this is just mesh, so you can vacuum this off, and then hopefully that will do you good. So you actually, because a lot of times what that's meant to do is it just keeps like, like big grass and stuff from flying in there. So then we just place that shroud back on there. I'm gonna go under here and I'm gonna re-clip in this hose. You may think it's unnecessary, but somebody with way more schooling than me designed this, so I might as well respect their designing. I'm going to also, there's a little bit of weather stripping here that I'm just going to push back on. And I'm going to shove that underneath the piece of weather stripping there. And then we're good. Okay. Now we're going to take these pins. And what we're going to do is, we are going to, see, you got to get the hole lined up. And then you take the pin. Excuse for how close this is. I don't know why my phone records things so close. You're going to push that in. Then you're going to take the little piece. You're going to, I'm doing this through the camera, so it's kind of hard. You're going to stick that in there and push it. And it's locked. Same thing for all the rest of them. You don't actually have to remove all the wipers and everything. It just makes it easier, but you don't really have to if you have somebody there to help hold the shroud up. So again, just line up the hole. We'll make sure that the pin on top is pulled out. Otherwise it won't go in. Just line up the hole. This one's gonna be a pain. There's always one, right? I'll put you down for a second. Okay. And then you push the pin in. Okay, now comes the fun part. You take the wipers. I don't know if they're the same or not. Let me check this real quick. They do look like they are not the same. Okay. So, I'm going to, you gotta keep track of which one goes where. I'm gonna assume that this is the driver's side, because that's the newer wiper. And I don't remember my stepfather putting a, actually, I don't know if that's the driver's side or the passenger. Let me just do some troubleshooting here. Okay, that one was the passenger. I'm gonna just pull my shop back in here so it's out of the sun, because I don't want the motor getting too hot. It looks like the difference is, if I put them next to each other here, is that actually they look exactly the same now. Actually, no. This arm right here is longer than this arm. So I think that the shorter one, the shorter arm here, is the driver, and the longer arm here is the passenger. So if you screw that up, there's the guide on how to figure it out. And like I said, you see the line on the windshield. You're just gonna line it up with that line, and then you're gonna just kind of snap it into place there on the stud. And then I'm going to use my very professional hammer here. Hammer it down a little bit. Just to make sure it's good and locked in. After this, I'm going to check the wipers to make sure they all still work. I'm going to hammer this one a little bit. And that one didn't lock in. That's weird. Why didn't you lock in? Okay, maybe there is a difference. Okay, let's try switching them. Well, I just said there's a difference, so it's not maybe there is a difference. There is a difference. Let's try putting this one over here. Okay, that locks into that one. And this one is going to lock into this one, right? No, it did not. That could be a problem. That could mean that the arm is bad and all the things in there are stripped, which could very well be the case. I'm going to put you down for a second. Okay. Yeah, that's as far in as it's going to go. And it is not locking in. So I'm going to need to get a new wiper arm. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to put this one back on the passenger side because it's more important to have a wiper on the driver's side than it is the passenger side. So we're going to take this one and put this one over here. This is just the kind of stuff that happens with older cars, you know? So you see this one, when you try to spin it, it's locked in place. This one, because those inside threads are all stripped. This one, when I stick it on here and line it up and everything, and that's as far in as it's going to go, and you can see it still spins. So hopefully once I tighten it, it will work for now until I can get my hands on a wiper arm. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this 15 millimeter. We're going to take these two bolts, nuts, whatever. I always mess those up. I know what they are, but I always mess them up. We're going to screw it on here as far as we can get it hand tight, because I don't have a 15 millimeter wrench on me right now, or ratchet rather. Okay. We're going to take our 15 millimeter and tighten it down. Don't make it too tight because you don't want to strip it. Just a windshield wiper. Put you down for a second. But you also don't want to leave it too loose, because if you leave it too loose, your wiper is liable to come loose and pop off while you're driving, and that's not a fun time. And there's just these little caps that just push on. And there you go, the wiper's installed. Now we go to this side. I'm going to hold the wiper up, and I'm going to put the nut on. Okay, I'm going to put you down while I tighten this. Just give me a second here. Okay, now we grab the other cap thing here. We push it on. You guys might be wondering, what is this? This, I believe, is a piece of cotton with peppermint extract in it. There's one here, there's one here, and there's one there. That is to deter, like, bugs and stuff. Mice and everything that like makes nests in your car. Now we are going to take this weather strip, and you can see here it just kind of pinches on the plastic. So we're gonna get this. Ow, that got hot, man. Hate working in the sun for that reason. Okay, we're just gonna push that on. It's never gonna be as tight on there as it was when it was factory. So you know, as these cars are getting kind of old. Okay, and there you have it. That is how you access the cabin air filter on a 2003 Jeep Liberty.